So, oh, there you go.
That was fun.
Isn't that a good one?
That was the first time I got it through that. Yeah.
Who needs ramps when you got that, right?
Exactly.
Today, our pinball journey has us cruising through the cosmos as we take a ride around Gottlieb's Star Race, designed by John Burris. In this episode, we'll see how different layouts affect pace and fit to your personal style of play. Our guest is a Women's League veteran that makes a great case for having a machine or two at home. Let's get flippin'. So Tammy, what are your earliest memories of playing pinball?
Well, my aunt, who is just about 5 years older than me, she would take me to play pinball in Transcona, because that's where my mom grew up. We spent a lot of time there. And so we would go to the bowling alley, and yeah, I'd go play all day. It was kind of my passion. Like, I couldn't wait to play pinball again, and it was all I could think about. And so it was probably like 5 or 6 that I started playing, and I was born in '68, so '73, '74, '75, so when a lot of the machines were just coming out. But those are my earliest memories, and just playing up until my teens, for sure, until video games came out. They kind of took over. Pac-Man became the thing.
Pac-Man fever.
Pac-Man
it was real.
Yeah, it was very real.
I made a song about it.
Yeah. And Tron. I love Tron.
I love Tron.
That was a good one.
So video games came along.
Yeah.
Kind of interrupted the pinball for a little bit, but what brought you back to it?
Well, I guess the League actually is what really brought me back. Mm-hmm. And I was always kind of hooked, though. I'd always play. I'd always be looking for them. Yeah, but the League was really the big thing. You know, we have a lot of fun. There's certainly competitiveness, but nobody gets mean about it. Everybody, you know, there's a real variety of people that come out to play in the Women's League. There's Auntie Kathy, who's our oldest player, and she's great. You know, sometimes she pulls a game out of her hat that's like, okay, you know, you get matched up against Auntie Kathy and you kind of think, oh yeah, okay. And then she kicks your butt. So you can't take anything for granted with anybody, that's for sure. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. We just, you know, we really we egg each other on sometimes where, you know, there's a good banter. We also cheer each other on a lot and want each other to do well. And, you know, made some new friends, which has been really awesome. So on the whole theme of star stuff, like what do you think of this game compared to Star Wars?
Just at the very surface level, I mean, Star Race is huge. I don't know if I've ever played a machine that's quite so massive.
Yeah.
And Star Wars is you know, a standard size, but next to Star Race, it feels like a baby's toy.
Yeah.
So, and the ball speed alone. I mean,
yeah.
Star Wars is demanding, I would say 100% of the time, that you cannot take a second off playing Star Wars or you're gonna drain. We're here, just kind of watching the ball do its thing and being entertained by its journey as it takes its time to come back down to me. And maybe it won't, but maybe it will, and here it is. Whereas in that time, Star Wars has had me fire 85 jackpots.
Right.
And, 36 TIE fighters and blah, 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 blah. If you're feeling like you don't want to get your heart pumping and just want to flip as hard as you can, Star Wars is your jam.
Okay.
But if you're feeling like a little zen mode, lazy, Star Race kind of day where you're shooting and draining and shooting and maybe draining. Yeah, it's a different kind of vibe to Star Wars. It's they really wanted you to take your time with Star Race. I think.
Yeah, it definitely has that feel to it for sure. I like it actually.
So have you been able to play pinball at home at all?
Yeah, so 2 years ago, for my 50th birthday, my partner rented me 2 machines. And she rented me Hook and Back to the Future, which were 2 really fun games to have back to back, because Hook you could sort of just, you know, there were things to hit, but you could bang the ball around, whereas Back to the Future was much more technical. And so we had those for a couple of months, and that was really fun. I'd always wanted to have pinball machines in my home. I've always wanted to own a pinball machine. Quite envious of you, actually.
I only got a couple.
and then over this last fall, rented a couple more machines from Dave. And mostly I've been playing a lot of Space Shuttle. And it's a hard game. Oh my God, it kicks my butt all the time.
What's the strategy you like to use? You like to go into multi-ball or just kind of handle it one ball at a time?
More one ball at a time. Multi-ball feels really hectic when it happens. If it's just 2, it's better. But they always also seem to drain really quickly. So that's kind of a pain. I am constantly trying to get those targets down, which I didn't even know were there for I think the first 2 weeks I had the machine. I was like, oh, what are those? And then
quite
realized,
valuable.
yeah, exactly. And then realized that those are the ones that you need. That's the whole thing, I think, in what I've read. You got to get those targets down, get that spinner up to 7,000, and then you just go for it. But I don't think I've been able to get the spinner past 4,000.
It's a very challenging shot because it immediately you're in drain danger if you don't hit it properly. Like the intent is to put the ball right past and sweep them all in one.
And oh, that feels so good.
I think I've done it
a
couple times in my life. Like, it's very hard.
It is very hard. I'll get a couple of them on that sweep.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's just a nightmare. And I've kind of figured out though, from shooting from the left flipper, if I can get it in there and have it do this little bounce, that works too. But it's been really fun, and having them at home for this long, because I still have them, has been great because I've really been able to like practice instead of just be playing, which maybe sounds weird, but you know, being able to practice the whole thing with catching the ball and passing it to the other flipper, whatever that little move is called.
Yeah, post pass.
Yeah, post pass, which is really fun. Obviously can't really do it on this side with this guy, but that's been a fun thing to learn. And just being able to be more precise with shots has been really cool.
Before you pull the plunger, press the buttons and see what's moving. You'll often find a flipper or two in places you may not expect, some pointing right at the jackpot. So get yourself ready to shoot from all angles. And look out, those extra flippers like to cause trouble at just the right moment. Do you find pinball therapeutic?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I totally do. One of the things that I had said earlier was just the whole thing about it. I felt like it really has helped my mental health this winter. And it gets me out of my head. It's a totally different focus. It's fun, there's a lot of not fun things in life. And so being able to play pinball, it's really fun. It's a fun I like anyway. Maybe not everybody would think it's fun, but I love the fun of it. And I mean, that's sort of all the at-home stuff. And I'm a social person, but I really learned through this last little while that as social as I am, it takes a lot of effort to be social, and I enjoy not having to be social as well. But in those times when I want to be social, pinball allows for that, even if it's just that you're with other people in a place, But yeah, I find it incredibly therapeutic.
You're a heck of a player, though. I mean, when I first ran into you, I think we met at Half Pints.
We did, yeah.
So I was probably playing Adams or something. And,
oh, you were.
And
you taught us all the things to do. It was great.
I was just doing my thing, and you're a really good player, so it's like super fun to have that in common right away.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Well, it was also really nice that I think we had this conversation about sort of some players don't like to share the tips about things. Ooh, that was a nice one.
That was a very good hit.
And so, it's really nice when people like yourself, you were like, no, you want to do this and you want to do that, and these are the things that will get you the points. And yeah, so that was awesome. I really appreciated that about you.
Oh, thanks.
Because it doesn't make sense to be hoarding the knowledge,
The biggest barrier to entry is knowledge.
Yeah.
The buttons are easy to figure out. You hit them and the things go. But
yeah.
What are you doing after that? That's the hard part. Some people don't even know what the start button is, for crying out loud. So
yeah.
I think we as pinball players owe it to everyone else to kind of just give them that little help. This is the start button and this is what you're doing. And then once they start to get good, then you can start to say, well, now that I see you've done that, guess what's next?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
And you peel back the layers of that onion rather than, I find if you just shove the onion in their face, people will recoil in horror because there's so many layers. But if you just slowly show them,
okay, do this.
It really helps. So yeah, I think it really means a lot that it helped you.
Oh, it did, for sure. And I've always felt like, whenever I played any sort of video game or pinball machine or anything in my life, that was what I always, like there was a group of people that were my arcade friends. Whether, like, we didn't really know each other, besides just telling each other, you want to do this and you want to do that, and these are the things to do, and giving people encouragement, right? And saying, oh, that was awesome, and you did really well there, and that's part of who I am, anyways. And I'm definitely much more of a team player.
Yeah.
I like to win, but I also I like for everybody to do well.
That's my version of winning. Is if everyone's enjoying themselves and at least knows what they're doing in some. Oh, that was awesome, Lazarus.
That was fun.
Oh, every good save is rewarded with a drain.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Oh, well, we'll try again.
That's pinball.
Yep.